Good evening. Welcome to our Wickenburg Unified School District special study session. Got a 15-minute presentation or so. And so I will need to get an adoption of the agenda, please.
I'll make a motion to adopt the special meeting study session agenda for April 21st, 2026 as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, so we are going to hear from Director of Business Services, Mr. James Scott.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So tonight we're going to talk about asking the board later in the regular meeting to call for an election for maintenance and operations override. So we're going to do a little presentation on what that means and what work needs to be done. We do have some special guests this evening. Paul Yulon from Primary Consultants. He is our district election advisor and he's attending virtually. Paul, would you like to say hi? May have gotten. Is he still connected?
Paul, are you on?
He's not connected.
Oh.
What Paul does for us is he helps with the election process. So, for example, he helped us write the ballot language. He helps us with some demographic information and some other stuff along with the county, two counties that we have to work with, Yavapai and Maricopa, making sure we have the timelines and those types of things correct. Oh, my other slide did not show up. It did come in. We also have in the back Jim Giel with Gus Rosenfeld. He's our attorney. And he will, we did have a picture of him. He helps us with all the legal parts and components of the election. Make sure we stay compliant there. So we'll start off with what is a maintenance and operations override. So maintenance operations is the general fund, if you will, for the school district. And the state of Arizona allows a district to ask for up to 15% or more of the revenue control limit from the prior year based on their ADM. And the RCL is just basically a state formula based on how many students we serve each year. Historically, in Wickenburg, we found information that leads us back to 1995. We've consistently had a maintenance and operations override in place since that year. Currently, our override supports exploratory teachers such as art, music, physical education, all-day kindergarten, and support staff. And the current override limit is for 10% of the revenue control limit, which is under the 15% allowed. So what we're requesting in FY27 to go to the voters for is to continue with the 10% override. But we are requesting for some different things. We're going to move a little closer.
He did the slides and he put the print too small for him to read.
Yeah. Maintain small class sizes, improve safety and security of school with things such as PBIS, which you guys have had presentations on PBIS before, what that does, school counselors, behavior specialists. Continue all-day kindergarten. Use it to attract and retain high-quality educators, and then sustain academic instructional support for students to develop workforce skills. So that's what the FY27 request is for. This is what Stiefel, who just walked in the door, Brian Lundberg from Stiefel. They do all our data, and they helped us a lot with our bond back in 2018. I'll put this data together for us. If the override passes on a $100,000 home with an assessment ratio of 10%, so the assessed value is $10,000, their annual tax will be $22 a year for the property tax if they have no override. We are required to disclose the average home value in Wickenburg, which is right now $250,248. So the average taxpayer in Wickenburg will pay $55 a year. We're also required to disclose if they have less than half the average value, which would be $125,000. That taxpayer would pay $28. And then we're also required to disclose if it's twice the assessed value. So those higher value homes would be $500,496, and their tax would be worth $10. And then finally, we're required to disclose if a business property, they're assessed at a higher rate, but they still pay it's owned with 10% for the revenue. Their taxes would be $179. That's right.
Where did you said we had show these numbers, at the amounts. Where is that shown?
It would be the election count.
Okay.
And anything that we would send out as factual information. These property evaluations are for the Maricopa County residents. It's based on an estimated 0.2202 tax rate and the assumption that we would have an 8.9 million revenue control limit that would be able to add 10% to.
At the beginning, you said of Wickenburg residents, that, you mean all the residents of the school district?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct? Yes. Correct.
Including those of us who are
Yes.
Buckeye residents, but it's the Wickenburg School District.
Correct.
So that average is included with this.
That's correct.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I misheard you, but the business, it says 15.5%.
It's the value, the assessment ratio. They're not paying us 15.5%, but they are assessed at a higher rate than a residential property owner.
But it's still 10%.
We still get, we don't get 15% of their, yeah.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
And then just to clarify again, like, this is everything stays the same. So really no increase in tax rates, no one's taxes increase, it all stays the same.
Yeah, we're still.
As far as what we get
Yes.
is concerned.
My ignorance is this, based on the 2022 tax rate.
No, it's a 0.2202
Yeah,
tax rate.
yeah.
You read
I'm
about
reading the
that.
bottom of it, based on, I got it. Sorry.
I looked at it first.
I
and
know,
thought that too.
and when you read it, I thought you said,
I even
No,
noted down.
The tax rate's 0.202%.
got it. Thank you. I was like, what? Okay.
And then the thing that we probably don't want to think about, but we do have to think about if the override were not to pass, what would happen? Next year, the district would continue with 100% of our current override, but we would have to start making some difficult decisions. I'd recommend we start that work next year. We can go for another election next year and ask our voters again to pass an override. But at that point, maybe presuming it may not pass, so we'd have to start making what decisions, how we're going to compensate for that lost funding. The following year, we would still maintain our override limit that we have now, but starting at FY29, we would lose 33% of our override. FY30, we would lose an additional 33%, and then at FY31, it would sunset, and those funds no longer be available to us. So I have my friends here this evening, or myself, so if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
They came all this way. I think we should ask them something, but I don't know what to ask
The
them.
same thing.
And they're really nice guys. They're really nice guys.
Maybe they want to add something. I don't know.
You know, I know when the elections come, there's some school districts that pass the override, some school districts they don't. Have you seen any kind of a pattern of there being less people going for the override, approving them?
This is a great question for Paul. I'm not sure if he's online,
Yeah.
but Brian might have an answer.
Just very generally.
Members of the board, I honestly don't see a decline in the amount of overrides being asked, although there have been a few more failures, and I say a few more, and so those districts, there are a few districts out there that have had trouble renewing their override. I'm sorry, I don't have the statistics with me, but there's a few districts that maybe 5 to 10 years ago had overrides, don't have them because they haven't been able to pass them. But it's about the same as it in terms of a trend.
Percentage wise?
Wow. Percentage wise,
No.
that's really hard to tell.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
percentage wise, then we're still passing them on a same basis.
Yes, especially if you have a continuing override. The continuations, which is what you guys would be considering, have a much higher passage rate than if you're asking, if it's the first time for an override.
Is there any way to know the ones that are failing? Is it like not doing a road show, like give them the education to this stuff and let them know that nothing's going to change as far as your tax rate? It's going to stay the same, blah, blah, blah. Or
I
is
have
it
heard the
just-
election consultants talk quite a bit on this, and I don't dare really speak to it. If you want to have the election consultant back, I think they could help out with that. Do you remember, James? There's any commonality that they?
So the commonalities I heard was continuing were passing,
Mhm.
and then there was a bond override together, and they were continuing their passing. The highest risk, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I think he said the highest risk was a new override with a new bond. Those were not passing.
Mhm.
And Paul, our consultant, is trying to get in. We're having some technical difficulties, but he was, so, still saying.
Just, it's not gonna happen.
Okay, well,
I can have him just call me if you want to ask questions of him, and we can do it on the phone.
that'd be fine.
Well, and Joe, I was gonna say, in our neighborhood, over in Festival, since the working on the override was my first introduction to Dr. Ramondini and the board, I found that the people in our area, knowing, number one, that it doesn't change what you're paying now, that was key. And I scoured not only the family side, but the other side. And two, what I got, one of the number one questions, or at least I gave the information, even if they didn't ask it, is what will we not have at Festival if this doesn't pass? And that was key in our neighborhood. So I think those are two important things to make sure that's shared everywhere.
And that's what I was referring to when I asked that question just now, because my early years on the board and Festival was kind of a new part of our district. And when we went to renew like we're trying to do now, renew this override, we had a lot of pushback verbally. So we took our show to the road and we went down to Festival and we met with the people and we had quite a full audience. And everybody was afraid of their taxes going up, higher, and all these things like that. So it was very educational for them because what you're just saying, this is what's going to happen. We're going to lose this, could lose this, whatever. And so it did pass down there, but it was a lot of work to make that happen because there was two shows. One where the board and our business office did go down, and our superintendent. And then the next one was a follow-up with the director of business services and our consultant. And so it really helped. That's what I was wondering, if other districts aren't doing that much work on it. I'm betting they are, but I don't know.
Paul, the question is what districts that are not passing overrides that they had previously, what are some trends or commonalities between those failures?
Districts that are not passing across, and so my name is Paul Yulin with Primary Consultants for the board. I apologize for being late on this call. In my experience across the state, typically districts that are fall into three categories that if they're failing overrides. One is there's chaos, controversy, an issue or issues within the district. Two, they're complacent. They sort of take this for granted and don't demonstrate the need. And then third is demographics, where there's not a history of passing, of renewing or passing elections. And I would say Cave Creek would be a really good example of that, where their voters have demonstrated repeatedly, we don't want additional taxes. You have Buckeye Union and Buckeye Elementary, where they've lost the past couple of years, and that's not about need. Those are just tough communities, even though there've been hit or miss elections. It's not like they've always failed or always passed, but their communities are very, very, very conservative and tend to be a little bit more difficult to pass, especially when you have other issues or tax issues on the ballot.
Yeah, that's our key. Thank you, Paul. Anybody else have anything with that?
Well, it sounds one of the keys after listening to him is the fact that it's not going to increase their taxes. And that's one of the really important
Part of the
things.
education part, too, some of the biggest misconceptions is it's called a 10% override, so people think my taxes are going up 10%.
Right.
But as you can tell in the prior slide, it's less than 1%. So, yeah, it's just getting the message out there and educating.
And I remember going to that meeting down in Festival, and it was like 90% against us until one man got up. Do you remember that?
From Fessel, yeah, I do remember.
And explained how they were spending more than that every day buying their lattes.
And or what?
Their lattes.
Oh, well,
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like all of a sudden all their expressions changed, and yeah, and he made a really big impression on his fellow people there.
I do think that it's changed, I think, since then a little bit, except for maybe new folks that move in or whatever, I do think. And we've been working real hard, the school and myself, just making sure when something, if the school's going to put something on Facebook, then I'm also putting it on the neighborhood page. Wow, look at what our kids are doing in, this week when they were shooting their rockets off and stuff, and inviting the whole community to tomorrow night's event. So just to kind of get the word out so that when we say some of these things would not happen if we don't pass this, it's not the first time people are hearing about the neighborhood school.
And that's why it was very important for us to be able to recruit and get some festival residents to get elected to our board, because you're the face of the communities down there, or the community down there. And just, your neighbors can talk to you about it, and instead of coming out there and complaining about it, you can say, but look, I volunteer in that school and this is what's happening, So, but yeah, very true. Looks like you want to speak to us.
Yeah, if I could, I'm Jim Gield, Gus Rosenfeld, and a very good discussion, lots of good comments and questions. I've often heard of the coffee metric when comparing this, so that's a pretty common thing, and I'm sure Paul sees that as well. One thing I'd add to what Paul said, one thing I see, because I work on 40 to 50 school elections a year around the state, bonds and overrides, is if there's organized opposition, that's typically pretty fatal. And I'm not suggesting that'll happen here, but we've seen that over the past 3 or 4 years in the North Valley, in the far East Valley. When I say north, not quite this far north, but Deer Valley, Dysart suffered from that, and they failed elections. I think largely resulting from that organized opposition with, little placards, all over, signs everywhere. They were obviously well funded. They were very organized. So we saw that, and districts suffered as a result. So that's that's out there. I haven't heard of it this year yet, but it's still early in the process. Just a couple of points, if I could talk about the voter information pamphlet, which was already kind of hinted at. If you do choose to approve the resolution tonight, that'll be the next step for me, drafting that voter information pamphlet. You get the first pro statement as a board in that pamphlet. We'll come back to you before the county's August 7th deadline to get that approved. You get up to 200 words of a pro statement. You can be as persuasive as you want to be. But that's really your only opportunity as a board to attempt to persuade voters. I say as a board, as individuals, you can do what you might like in terms of talking to the public. If you're speaking for the district, then you're speaking in factual and neutral terms. If you're speaking as a private citizen, you can say what you want with a disclaimer that you're speaking, for yourself and not necessarily, and not for the board. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm always available if there are questions about what you can do. I've got a memo that I'll share with the district administration. They can share it with you about sort of the do's and don'ts for the election. Another thing I'll point out in the resolution, in the ballot, we've talked about the nature of the continuation. The ballot actually says a couple times this is a continuation election. So it's really important to the voters to see that. As Brian Lundberg mentioned earlier, we do see a lot of success with districts simply continuing their existing 10%. It's when they try for 15% that we often see failures. I mean, I don't keep stats on that either, but lots of districts stay at the 10% just because they don't want to take the chance. Lots of districts also just have single issue, single subject ballots. So you're just doing the M&O. Some are shy about adding a bond, and I could see why. Because we do see some drop off with 2 questions. But you know your community better than we do, obviously. So, we're just talking about what we kind of see statewide. But in general, it's still a good environment. We see most overrides, the majority of overrides and the majority of bond elections pass. On the bond side, it's kind of slim. Lately it's been about 50% statewide. But a lot of that is, again, because of organized efforts to try to defeat those.
Sometimes these are buried in the ballot. I know that. So I stopped voting up here and didn't even answer the question, a no vote or a yes vote?
Oh, it's a non-vote.
It's not.
And Paul might have statistics on that, but we do see drop off quite a bit. And you're right, you will be at the bottom of the ballot. I think the way the county looks at it is, anything that's overlapping you, on top of you, if you will, gets to go first. And then, you see your ballots. I don't know if Paul can speak to that kind of drop off.
I can. So one of the, it's not good or bad, it's just there. We will be on a crowded ballot. We have competition. You have all the, the statewide elections. You'll have a congressional election, and you have some of these other issues. And again, depending on what the legislature does, you could have anywhere from 5 to 15 initiatives that the legislature puts on the ballot, much less that are driven by individuals on initiative or referendums. So we are a crowded ballot. You see somewhere between 20 and 30% drop off. And sometimes those are our voters. I mean, that's part of what the district can continue to do after you call, not telling people how to vote, but hey, here's where we're at in the ballot. Please, be informed, remember to vote. Because that is one of the challenges, that people, don't flip over the ballot, or we're not in a good spot where we're seen. And so people look over, pass over the override and go to other issues. So that is the challenge that we will face.
Yeah, I do remember, 3 years ago when we were doing it, I do remember that, and maybe someone from the committee gave us what it was going to look like on the ballot. And I remember showing that to people in the community, saying, this is what it's going to look like, and it'll be clear at the end, but it's important you find it, but this is what it's going to look like. So that is something that I'd like to see again, that we push that, because I remember it was clear at the end.
Well, we will get the opportunity to review the ballot proof from the county, and district administration will receive it. They'll ask us to review it. Steve will review it, but it can be shared with the board, so you can see what you can expect to have on the ballot. At that point, it's public information. So if you want to share it beyond that, that's perfectly fine.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? I guess we're good.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we are come to the conclusion of our study session. If I can get a motion to adjourn that.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Hi.
Opposed? Motion carries. Study session is adjourned, and we're going to just take 5 for a quick break in case anybody needs one, and then we'll come back to the regular meeting. All right, I will call this regular meeting to order at 6:12 PM. And if you will join me with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Thank you. And if we can get an adoption of the agenda, please.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda for April 21st, 2026 as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we're up to action items, and this action item is to consider and discuss, amend if desired, and if deemed advisable, to adopt a resolution ordering and calling a special budget override election to be held in and for the district, declaring the deadline for submitting arguments for and against the election to Maricopa and Yavapai County School Superintendents as August 7th, 2026 at 5 p.m. and approve the board's argument in support of the special maintenance and operation budget override election. So, bear with me a second here.
Oh, this is action item A, okay.
Yes, action item A.
Are you want me to read this?
Yes. Is there any discussion on this, first of all? All right.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution ordering and calling a special election to be held in and for the Wickenburg Unified School District Number 9 of Maricopa County, Arizona on November 3rd, 2026, providing for the notice of the election and the conduct of the election as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Action item B, Wickenburg Unified School District Governing Board Post Statement, override election of November 2026. Any discussion on that, please? Need a motion on that one.
Motion to approve the Wickenburg Unified School District Governing Board Pro Statement for the override election of November 3rd, 2026 as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries as well. Thank you. All right, so we're along to our item 3, information and discussion items. Any board members have any recognitions that they want to share this evening? Sandy?
I'd like to say congratulations to our baseball team for winning region. And actually, I just want to say congratulations to all of our kids. They have really done well. We have 3 beautiful looking students back there with really cool jackets. And, you know, our FFA has done well, our FBLA has done well, our sports have done well, our drama. And I'm just really proud of all the kids.
Good, thank you, Sandy.
Here.
Anybody else have a list?
I just have one thing also. In addition to that, I'd like to just say, even going beyond that, our students who have, our athletes who have signed with colleges, says a lot about our district. I know that it's not everybody's forte to take their athleticism into the college setting, but those that do know what they have ahead of them. Not only that college preparation and studying and all of that, but a very rigorous athletic program as well. And so kudos to those who even step up and do that extra thing. And kudos to our campus who is recognizing those students as they sign with those colleges. That is so important to the kids and the parents and the grandparents and everybody else. So thank you for doing that. I also wanted to do a shout out to all of our teachers. And I tried to also do this shout out to Dr. Remendini. She goes, it's not me. So Debbie, where are you? Thank you for the testing schedules at all of these campuses, the teachers who helped develop it, you who oversaw it, Debbie Hotchkiss, it's a nightmare to put together that state testing schedule and keep everybody quiet or at this side of the building while these guys are studying. And we saw today when we drove by the school, the wood chipper out front. And all my husband said is, oh, thank goodness state testing's over, because they were chipping that wood out. And I'm sure those kindergarten and first grade classes heard that. But anyway, it's a nightmare to put together that schedule. You all did a great job. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I just happened to be at Sunset Park yesterday, and I got to see the Vulture Peak Lady Eagles softball team a little bit, and they won, and that was really cool to be there. Well, to see that. So congratulations to them. And then also remind everyone that Thursday and Friday night is the high school musical, The Addams Family, and come watch Grandma Adams, aka Riley Webster, and all of her friends perform. It's going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Ron?
Well, I would just like to, recognize that Festival Foothills has, for the first year, baseball team and a softball team this spring. And they seem to be doing pretty good.
Yeah, I like to see that too. You good, Ron?
Yeah.
Okay. And I just wanted to, before I turn it over to our superintendent, I just wanted to take a minute to recognize again the special place in my heart that I have for all of our staff, certified, classified, everybody, for making this school year go as smooth as it has. A couple bumps, but nothing big. It takes a lot of work, and I do know that. And this year is like just weeks away as the students are going, God. But anyway, I do really want to shout out to everybody that makes this happen. Thank you. Dr. Remendini.
I do have a few things. Thank you very much, Mr. Malio. I first want to welcome all the students that are here. Thank you so much for sitting through our study session. I hope you learned a little bit about how board meetings work and how schools work. Sorry it went a little longer. I think we promised you 15 minutes, but I see all the good students here, so you guys are good. So thank you very much, and I know we'll hear from most of you and for the parents who came to join them. I also want to shout out and congratulate Farrah Doss, a junior at Wickenburg High School, who received the People's Choice Award in the Congressional Art Competition for her artwork entitled Unblinking. And I'm hoping we can get that social media'd and posted. Mr. Mayor, I'm looking at you now because Debbie shared that this morning, and I didn't know that. It's beautiful. Was it paint, oil? Do you know? It was beautiful.
I'm not going to pretend to know. So
Okay.
Yes.
It was digital photo. Oh, good. It's
Very
beautiful.
good.
So, and so I think Mr. Montgomery had some of the students. So congratulations to her. Again, spring sports season, found out our baseball team, West Region champions yesterday. Our softball team is scheduled to on track still, I believe. I'm looking back there to be in the playoffs as well. And we have several students on our high school track and field teams that are really showing up at state and will probably qualify there. I found out this afternoon that our Vulture Peak baseball team is 4-0 right now, and our festival boys and girls and our Vulture Peak softball teams are all leading the league and giving a good competition to everybody. So congratulations to all our athletes. I do want everybody to make it a point to drive by the entrance to Wickenburg High School, hopefully at night very soon. We have a beautiful new Wrangler sign. It says Home of the Wranglers. It's beautiful lit up sign, just got installed last week. And we were, this was made possible through a donation from the John K. and Lynn D. Boyer Family Foundation. And so it just got installed. We'll be celebrating with them tomorrow with a photo op. It's been kind of under the radar because it's taken us so long. Todd and his team, boy, Todd, he's glad this project is finished because it was we got started this in the fall. But anyway, so it's beautiful.
I did see it yesterday morning.
Lit
I didn't
up.
see it lit up yet,
Oh,
but I
it's-
did see it. It's really neat.
Yeah, and as you all know, the Boyers have been very generous to the school district and will continue to do so. They're very wonderful people. So anyway, that we'll see it on Thursday for sure at the thing. I do want to invite the entire community and remind everybody that tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at Vulture Peak Middle School, we'll be opening a 1976 time capsule that was buried by the middle school students of Garcia School back in 1976. So it's been 50 years. Thank you, Todd, in advance, because he and his team had to go. It was moved up to Vulture Peak, so they had to dig it out and make sure it was there. Now we're not sure we can get it open yet, but he's going to work on it, make sure we can get it open. But we're going to have a little ceremony. The buzz is all around town, and I know the gentleman that drew our attention to it actually is currently living in Tucson. He came by just right before the board meeting. He drove up, and he is going to be there. And some of our, fan favorites in the community will be there. So it'll be just a short celebration. I'll make this announcement tomorrow officially there, but we've already started working. Some of the kids here may know about it. We're going to do another time capsule. So after we open this one, we're going to start gathering things, and we'll close up another time capsule at the end of this school year with a 50-year time capsule so that we can keep that tradition going. So we got some work to do on that, but we'll have students from each of the 3 schools at Vulture Peak tomorrow and community members. So please try to come out whether you were part of it or not. I think it'll be funny if people get up there and tell about it and say, I have no memory of this at all. But I know there are some people that are excited about making sure their drawing or their essay made it through the 50 years. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, that's all. And then, of course, the spring musical and our partner district dinner. Real quick, I hope somebody online here says, we have several partner districts that don't have high schools. And we've been doing this tradition of inviting them up to hear about our high school and to feel confident and comfortable that they're sending their kids to us. And Casey, correct me if I'm wrong, this will be the largest attendance. We have representatives from all of our partner districts. And it's going to be a big show, and our culinary arts team is going to be preparing the food and then the musicals. So very good to be in a community like this and celebrate, and they're very excited to come up here. Okay, I'll
Great.
stop now. I could keep going.
Wow.
Yay.
That presentation, by the way, begins at 9 a.m., correct? At Vulture
Is that what
Peak?
I said? I did say,
Yeah.
yes,
You didn't?
9 a.m.
I don't
Yes.
remember you saying it.
9
Maybe you
o'clock,
did.
yes. Yes,
Okay.
except for Todd's team. They'll be out there at 5.
We'll see you at 9, Todd.
All right, well, thank you for all of that. And our next item is a presentation from the Career and Technology Education presentation by Wickenburg High School. We've got Mr. Clint Bushbaum.
Hello. Thank you, members of the board, Dr. Mendini. CTE, I think every year, it's been a very busy year for all of us. We're going to have some more interesting people than myself come talk and share about their programs here in a minute, but I wanted to go over quickly what we're currently offering in CTE at the high school at this point. We offer business management and admin services, culinary arts, film, TV production, ag science, and coding. A couple changes. We had construction, which we still do. We've rolled construction into our ag science program, so it's construction based in that under the umbrella of ag science. So a lot of the things that we're building and those things are going to be in that realm. They'll be sharing about that. Some exciting news. It's tentative, but next year we should be starting law and public safety as well. So that's going to be a new program that will be law and public safety. So Officer Daly will be heading that for us, assuming the grant is approved. We're still waiting for that. So there is a tentative to that, but we foresee that still going through. For enrollment, we've been just gradually creeping from 50% of all of our students in the CT class all the way up to about 80. This year we did take one step back to about 70% of our students are in CT, and the reason for that was our sports management class. We had a teacher decided to go back to the industry about a week before we started the school year. So that is a big program that we had to sunset for a year because of the fact that we didn't have someone to teach it. So we're about 70% right now of our students are in some kind of a CT class right now. To make things even a little bit crazier for us, because it's always crazy in CTE, this is our 5-year cycle for the state to come monitor us. So we've been doing program monitoring this entire year. What that basically is, it's an audit from the state. So all schools that are part of WestNet, which is what we are, was audited this entire year. They looked through all of our equipment, looked through all of our budget, our curriculum, to make sure that we're doing the things that we say we're doing. We're spending the money where we're supposed to spend it. And then they give us feedback on ways to make our programs better, et cetera. What made it a little more confusing this year was everyone at the state that does the judging are also in year one. So they were learning how to do the program while they were helping us with the program. But our teachers can say it's been a process, but they've done great. We've done, we've been passing with flying colors. So it's been a good experience for us, but it's been a lot of work for our teachers. So I'm very proud of them. Okay. So CTE, why is it important? And what is it? All of our programs have it's a multi-year sequence. So some do 2, some do 3. You'll hear a lot about people being completers and concentrators. We want all of our students to complete a program, to be a concentrator. So generally that's 2 years. They don't have to do those consecutively. We'll have some students who may take pro foods for year 1 with Chef Dulce and then take a year off because their schedule doesn't allow them to take it back to back. And then we always want to make sure they come back through and complete the program. We want all of our students to get industry certifications. And then just basically what we can do to help line them up for a career outside of school. Lots of people think that CTE is for the students who don't go to college, and it's actually the opposite. Those who are completers in CTE, we have about a 93% graduation rate, which is over 10% over the national average. And not only that, but there's also an increase of students who complete, have a higher percentage of students that actually go to college. So it's not that we want to just lead them just straight to employment. Some want to go to bachelor's programs, even master's, and then go back to those programs. But we want to make sure that whatever we're offering is going to help our students to go right into employment as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hand this off to Chef Dulce, and she's going to have some students here talking a little bit about culinary. Now, they're going to share 2 things. They're going to talk about their program and also what's called a CTSO. So your TCSO is essentially your club. And that's what does our competitions and does all those different leadership activities, et cetera. So just to not muddy the waters, culinaries is called FCCLA. So have you come up here and go ahead and share about that?
Hey, Clint, just one second. Yeah. For a person to participate in CTE, be a member of CTE, can they get certified to go into the working world with just 1 year of CTE? Is there, get the credentials they need to do that, or do they need to do?
They won't be credentialed. Okay. We can get, let's say, like OSHA and those we can get. So there's serve safes, there's those different things, but they won't be a completer. Like such as coding, we have a coding program now that's in year 2. They won't have their Python certification in 1 year. Okay. So generally, all years do require a 2 year. There may be a situation where, if you have a certain industry certification, you could move into a more advanced step, say, but generally it's always about becoming that completer, getting that 2nd year in. And also, ideally, to be an intern. Doing your internship your 3rd year, that's when we can actually have them go out and doing the work while they're getting credit as well. Those are the students actually kind of the biggest leap forward when they have that 3rd year as well.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No,
One more thing before you sit down.
Yeah.
What's the difference, short version, between concentrator and completer?
Depends on the program. Some you're a concentrator in 2 years. Some require a 3rd year to be a completer. Some 2 years is all it is to be a completer and a concentrator.
Okay.
So it's a little muddy.
Yeah, muddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello again.
Good
Thank
evening.
you for having us. But for my program in FCCLA, I have Aspen and Oakley, my best students, and my president and vice president for FCCLA. One's leaving, the other one's staying.
Thank you, Mr. Malio, board members, and Dr. Amandini for having us here tonight. FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. FCCLA is an organization that I've been lucky enough to participate in for 3 of my 4 years in high school. And I will be sad to be leaving this wonderful organization at the end of this school year. My name is Aspen Klink, and I'm a senior and the current president of our FCCLA chapter. I've loved being a member of this wonderful organization, and I'm so proud to see the growth over the past couple of years. Not just as a chapter, but all of the individual growth that I've seen in all of our members. As a chapter, we've had multiple leadership and networking opportunities to participate in. Those opportunities include officer training, the Fall Leadership Conference, and the State Leadership Conference. Members that attended the officer training back in August said they learned many skills that will be beneficial to our chapter and will help us all grow and learn. Those who attended the Fall Leadership Conference had the opportunity to attend many workshops and learn skills, not only that will benefit our chapter, but will also benefit them in their daily lives. Students had an amazing opportunity to network with many other FCCLA members. Finally, many members had an opportunity to attend the State Leadership Conference. There, every member that went competed in some kind of a competition. We are proud to say that we brought home multiple medal winners. At the State Leadership Conference, students had the opportunity to attend more workshops and continue learning and growing their leadership skills. Students also continued our networking and met members from other chapters across the entire state of Arizona. As I am ending my final year in FCCLA, I am so blessed to have been a part of this organization and know that I have gained so much from my experience over the past 3 years. I know that the entire chapter is in good hands with our current members, officers, and our wonderful advisor. FCCLA is a wonderful organization that teaches members many wonderful skills and gives members leadership opportunities that will benefit them for a lifetime. Now I'm going to hand it over to our Vice President, Oakley Klink.
Thank you, Aspen, and thank you guys again for having us. This is a great privilege. So I'm just going to talk a little bit on our fundraising and how we got to all of those great events that we were able to participate in. So our first big fundraiser, which was biggest one of the year, was our Purple Pit. So that was our little concession stand ran by the culinary class. So many students loved it, and I'm really hoping that we can bring that back again next year, because it was just a great experience for me, being able to work it and gathering those business skills, and the students just getting those snacks. And then we had a couple of other ones. The next big one that we had was our gingerbread house fundraiser, which was right before our Christmas break. So our FCCLA chapter made all of the gingerbread cookies, and then we homemade frosting and got some little candies to decorate it with. And then our family bought some of those, and then our family had a great time decorating those, doing a little competition with that. So that was just a great fundraiser for our chapter. And then this third one, the third really big fundraiser that we did was our lasagna fundraiser. So the lasagna fundraiser was our FCCLA chapter built lasagna pans, and we froze them, and then we sold them to the community members, gave them to them frozen, and said, "Here are your cooking instructions. Hope you enjoy."
I got one. It was good.
I want one.
Yep, they were so good. I'm really hoping that we can do every single one of those fundraisers again next year, because they were honestly really great.
And where did you advertise these?
So we had, every student had a little paper that they went around and sold them to different community members, and then we also posted them on on social media and stuff.
I
So
missed it.
You need to come here and
Yep.
we'll sign up, and then the next month you bring them back.
that's my plan. And follow us on Facebook for all of our fun updates and stuff like that. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
I just have a question of, it's Aspen and Oakley, right? Which one's graduating? You are. Where are you going to school, or are you, and what are your plans?
Yeah, I'll be attending WGU, which is Western Governors University. It's a completely online university,
Mhm.
and I'll be getting my bachelor's in psychology.
Wow.
Congratulations. Very good. Thank you, girls.
Guys,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thanks, Dulce.
Unfortunately, Mr. Jimenez had to leave early. He's kind of our do everything at our school, and he's driving the bus right now. So, so I'm going to jump in for him. He does 3 programs for our high school. The first one is business management, and here you'll see it's a 3-year program, personal finance, marketing, entrepreneurship, etc. And that's part of their CTSO is called FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. And then film and TV production. If you come to our campus, you'll see students out making short films, slides, those things. There's a lot of just your camera basics, how to do some basically your just entry-level things all the way to making short films. And then his last one is Python coding. I mentioned that before. This is in year 2. We've talked about doing this for a while, and we finally added it in. And like I said there, that is, it's a 3-year program, 2 years to be a concentrator. So we just finished our 2nd year with that. I think that program is going to continue to grow. With that, they'll have the industry certification, and with Python, there's so many different career paths for those students. I know AI is going to make things a little bit different in that world, but there's just a tremendous job force that's needed and a lot of students that can't do it, not just students, but individuals. So this is one that we're really proud of, and we know that those students are going to have opportunities to make money that I never had out of high school, that's for sure. Okay, well, I want to invite, I'll let her introduce herself because she is the woman of the hour. Come on up. It's very exciting.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Solange Espinosa. You all know me probably because of my mom, Yukari Torres, and my aunt. But I'm currently a junior at Wickenburg High School and have been in FBLA for all 3 years. So I am grateful to present something that reflects my experience as a member of Future Business Leaders of America. Over the past few years, my involvement in this organization has been nothing short of transformative, shaping my aspirations and equipping me with invaluable skills that extended far beyond the classroom. One of the most significant highlights of my FBLA journey has been the opportunity to compete at the state level. So that's when we go to Tucson and we're there for around 3 days, searching for food, having my aunt taking us wherever we can because we're starving. Anyways, so where I've had the honor of placing twice. This is my second year of placing at state. So these achievements have not only validated my hard work and dedication, but have also fueled my passion for business and leadership. When I was a freshman, I didn't think I was going to be in FBLA, but my uncle's at FBLA, like the advisor. So he was like, okay, we're going to put you in here, and if you don't like it, then you can leave. And I fell in love with it. I didn't think I was going to achieve so much and do as much as I've done so far. So I'm so grateful for that. Furthermore, I am incredibly grateful to have qualified for the national competition for the second consecutive year. This accomplishment represents the accumulation of countless hours of preparation, collaboration, and personal growth. I want to thank all of you guys too, because without your support, I wouldn't be going to where I'm going this summer. I'm going to San Antonio. And like I said, this is the second year, so last year I got to go as well. And it was a wonderful experience. Through FBLA, I have honed a diverse range of skills essential for success in the professional world, from public speaking and critical thinking to teamwork and problem solving. Each competition and activity has challenged me to push my boundaries and expand my capabilities. Moreover, I have developed a deeper understanding of business principles, ethical leadership, and the importance of community involvement. Beyond the tangible skills, FBLA has instilled in me a strong sense of confidence, resilience, and determination. I am immensely grateful for the guidance and support of my advisors, mentors, and fellow members who have inspired me to strive for excellence. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Do you have any questions?
I have a question. So when you go to the national or any of these competitions, what is it that you actually are doing?
So it depends what you place on. So I placed second in business law, and it was a test. So I was going against every high school and in the state. So there was maybe 200 students going against me, and it has to be top 5 that get the highest score.
Mhm.
And it's graded on the score, the amount of time you took. So if let's say she's a student, she's a high school student, and we were tied, and I did it in 30 minutes and she did it in 45, I'm immediately bumped up because I took less time.
Right.
And I placed second place this year. So you get there's 5 awards, but only the top 4 can go to nationals. And once you place, it's your ticket to nationals. And at nationals, you pretty much do what you placed for, but it's different. Like the test has different questions. It's more advanced.
Okay, so you'll take a business law test?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Right. And is this, and I kind of have a question in this. You show the FBLA symbol on 2 different slides. One business management and film. So are you in business management or
I'm in both actually. I was in business when I started, and right now I'm the teacher assistant in film, so I've done a lot of film. And in that photo, actually, I won first place for a social media
Okay.
marketing, so it's part of the film category of FBLA, and that was this year at regionals in January.
Very good.
I have a
Awesome.
question.
Congratulations.
So do you have like study guides before you go there? I mean, you're not taking this test blind.
So the test, we really don't know what to expect on it. There's Quizlet. That's how I look up. I look on Quizlet. I look on YouTube, and then I just communicate with people, like fellow FBLA officers from around the state, because I have an Instagram dedicated to my FBLA, and I just reach out to them. I'm like, hey, have you done this before? Like, can you help me study? And that's pretty much it. Or I just look up business, like the test that I took. I should have brought my iPad. There was like, I searched up 100 and something business law vocabulary words, and I studied those for like
Wow.
4 hours. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I
Good
hope you
job.
take first.
Yes.
That's a lot of work.
Thank you.
And one of my favorite classes in high school was business law.
Mhm.
So do well.
Amazing.
That's
Good
great.
job. Thank you.
Any other questions for?
That's really cool.
But
Thank you.
I have one question.
Yeah.
What is your first name?
Sol Angel.
So,
Sol.
Okay, thank you.
Sol Angel.
That's better. I can remember that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Congratulations. And
Thank
good
you.
luck at
Congratulations.
the same time.
Now they're doing this outside of all their classes they're
Right.
taking, their clubs, their sports, everything else. So it is amazing. They also do public speaking. There's different kinds of criteria that they can do. To see these kids up in front of a board talking is something I couldn't have done as a high school student. And I've done judging with these, and it's so competitive. So to qualify for nationals is so difficult. So it's awesome. So we're very proud of them.
I had a question on,
Yeah.
on that slide. Business law,
Oh,
or business management, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Down at the bottom, you have next to last bullet, Wrangler Customs Lead Marketing.
And I wish Mr. Jimenez was here to go ahead and speak more to that one, because that's not one I can really talk too much to. I'm not sure.
What, okay, I don't know, is Wrangler Customs, is that it, or is, I don't know, I mean, I just read that bullet, and it's like, the customs are leading marketing, or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, obviously, everything's centered around marketing and business. I'm not 100% sure on the Wrangler Customs part, so I can't speak to that one.
Okay, how about you?
It's talking about like Wrangler attire.
That's what I figured.
There we go.
Okay.
And that's why I think where they're doing their marketing skills, where you've got the business management portion and then the marketing program.
Okay.
Okay.
Reading that bullet, it couldn't.
Since he's not here, we're making it up,
Yeah, why
okay?
not? Just go ahead and put words in
All right.
It's all right.
I thought it was the same
Need to
thing.
drive the
like
bus, we can start
Wrangler.
naming things.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
totally fine. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move off of that, and now we're gonna go to agricultural education.
Before
Did
do
you
that,
did you skip coding?
Oh, we went through coding, but we're back, yes.
The film and TV production,
Mm-hmm.
now normally an internship is some out somewhere. This one is in the high school.
Doesn't necessarily, when kids do internship, they can get credit for doing work outside. So what will happen is there's paperwork that they'll fill out and their employer will fill out, people that they're doing work with. Mhm. So they can be done outside of school. Yep.
Okay, but this is internship with Wickenburg High School.
No, it's outside of our school, but it's through the school. So
Oh.
they get credit for it.
They
So
get
if a
credit.
student's doing an internship, they'll get credit for it. There's different steps they have to take to make sure that they're completing all the tasks that have to be done. Their employer must sign off on their hours, etc. But they're doing it outside of the school. They're doing it for the community.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Yeah. And you'll notice, I've talked a little bit about coding. Coding is through Skills USA, it's CTSL. Very similar as far as the requirements. There's talk of maybe just moving Skills USA under the FBLA banner, because FBLA got so large. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen yet this year or not. We just had directors meeting last week, and that was one of the discussions that might be what happens. Skills USA also, we had stage management, stage production, that was part of Skills. Construction was part of Skills. But they're looking to consolidate some of those different CTSOs.
That's a good idea. Question here with coding. You say it's a 2-year program, but I heard you say 3-year program.
With an internship. Yep, you can get a third year, but it's a 2 year
So-
to complete the program.
2-year to complete, and then an internship like the others makes it a 3-year program.
We always want to offer it because we want students to get credit for the work they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
We want them to get out and actually get to work and get while they're getting credit as well.
Okay, thank
If
you.
you have anyone looking for internships, I am in the software industry.
That's-
I've made that offer before and no one's
Next
ever,
year, too. Next year, we will have a chunk of them.
okay,
So
Mhm.
all right.
Skills USA. Is that, just years ago, I saw that logo. Is that something that Mrs. Grody was involved in her classroom? What was that?
I believe
that's life skills.
Life skills.
Yeah,
That's what it
that's-
was. Okay, yeah. All right, got it. Thank you. Was that hand signals or what?
Hi, thank you for having us. I'm Kenzie Moderato. I'm the agri-science teacher. And I brought some wonderful kids. I'll let them introduce themselves, but to give you a little background on agriculture education and how we run our program. So a complete agriculture education program includes what we call the 3-circle model. So the 3-circle model includes 3 components that are vital to have a successful agriculture education program. And so what the 3 circles are is we have the classroom component, which is of course at school, sitting down in the classroom learning. And then we have the FFA component, which is our CTSO, which these students are here to represent. And then we also have what we call an SAE component, and that is called a supervised agriculture experience. And so that is basically whenever students take lessons and experiences they've taken in class and take that home and start a project at their house out of school hours that can count for FFA awards or classroom credit. So when we talk about internship, a lot of our students use their internship or their job as their SAE if it is focused in an agriculture subject or agriculture area. And so those are super cool experiences to start that work-based learning and be able to be ready to step into a career out of the classroom. I will run through just kind of the classes that we have and some exciting things that we've been doing. So of course, year 1 is our intro to agriculture class. And that one is definitely more of your biology-focused classes. And then we have year 2 and 3 in ag sciences. And those ones are more large-scale agriculture, more advanced classes. One of the fun things that we've done this year is we took soil samples from around campus. So during class, we went out and found different places around campus, collected some different soil samples, came back to the classroom, tested that soil. We ran pH tests and different things, and then separated all the soil particles out to see what type of soil that we have on campus, which was fun. We also just finished our ag business unit, where the students play the farming board game, which is the farming game, and they have to keep a budget and a record of all the finances as they're going a year around being a farmer. Basically, it's basically the game of life. And so they have to be a farmer, make a profit. You know, if their tractor breaks down, they have to figure out how to do that. And by the end, they're just trying to build their net worth. And so that's a super fun game. And right now we're going through our animal management unit, where we're covering pests and diseases right now. And next we'll get into vaccines and injections and such. But I will let my students take over from here and introduce themselves and talk a little bit more about the FFA.
Hi, my name is Ava Brooks, your 2025-2026 Wickenburg FFA president. So I have been an FFA for 4 years. I didn't start out here. I'm fairly new to Wickenburg High School. I've been an officer for 3 years. I've been Green Hand reporter, the Wickenburg High School vice president, and then this year's president. So we're going to go over CDEs. If you don't know what CDEs are, they are career development events. So it is a just variety of different projects kind of that you can do and compete in, basically preparing you for different careers. They have a variety between like job interviews, ag business, ag education, ag mechanics, floriculture, horse judging, livestock judging, like so on and so forth. There's like too many to even remember all of them. I have competed in the horse judging CDE for 2 years. I competed in livestock my freshman year. So our horse judging CDE competition, we have our regional competition, our state competition. We did place first at regionals this year and made it to state where we placed 6th. We go out to a barn and we have 4 horses that we judge. We walk around them and we judge their conformation, their movement, and things like that. We also have a quiz or a test that we take, and we are scored on how we judge the horses, how we give our reasons. So we have to memorize a list of reasons for all 4 horses, and then we have to give them to a judge, and then they judge us on how well we give them and how close we scored to the official judge, and then they'll add all of that up, and that's how they place us at the regional and state level. And then we also have our floriculture CDE, which I will let Reagan take over.
My name is Reagan Daganel. I am a sophomore in high school, and I am the Wickenburg FFA Executive Officer. I've been in FFA since my freshman year, and I compete in floriculture, which consists of plant knowledge and education, so horticulture, and designing and building floral arrangements. And it really prepares you for pursuing a career in any horticulture industry. This year we competed. We have a team of 4, and we competed at regionals, and we made it to state. You have to make it into the top 25 to make it to state. And we competed in state. We built boutonnieres, floral arrangements, and took written tests for pests and diseases and floral education. And then for ag mechanics.
Hey, my name is Sergio Perez Castillo, and I'm senior in Wickenburg High School, and I'm 25-26 secretary for FFA. I just said I competed in ag mechanics for 2 years now. It's a team-based competition. It's a lot of different, for example, one of the things we compete in is welding, just wiring, 3 wiring. We also compete in, we did a topology last year as well. It's really fun. I'm fairly new to FFA. Honestly, I never thought I would be here, but I joined agricultural science my sophomore year, and had a fun time. Then year 2, I met Miss M, our advisor, and she really put me on in a way. It was honestly, I've never really been outgoing. I never really wanted to be part of the club, but the way she talked about it, the way she told me I would probably do good in certain CDEs, it really encouraged me to go out there and try new things, and I think that's another good thing about FFA. I really like competing at regional and state levels, and yeah, I'm just thankful for this opportunity, and yeah.
That's awesome.
I also would like to announce that we do have our annual FFA banquet on May 7th, and we would like to invite you all to come out. We do have physical copies of the banquet invitation, but we can also email them.
Great, thank you.
Before we jump into questions, I'd also like to highlight 2 other of our events that we will be competing at actually next week on Wednesday. Is the regional contest for what we call our LDEs. So these students talked about our CDEs, which is our career development event. So we also compete in what we call leadership development events. And so we have some great kids who's competing in these ones. And so we have 2 who are competing in creed speaking. And since we share lots of students, Oakley, Clank, who you heard from, is competing in FFA creed speaking, as well as another one of our students. And then we also have 2 who are competing in the prepared public speaking contest. So these students prepare a 5 to 8 minute speech and then present that speech in front of a panel of judges. So our regional contest will be next Wednesday, and then we will compete at state in that if we qualify. That is at our SLC trip, which is our state leadership conference in June. And so that will be our state contest for those as well.
Fantastic.
Did you find any difference in any of the soil samples?
We did.
Really?
So we took some samples from the hill that goes up by the softball field. So we took some samples out of there. Those were, of course, very sandy, not very, has lots of vegetation because it's all sand, right? And then we had some kids who actually went and kind of dug into the grass of where the
Todd's not listening.
Of course, some had more organic material and more of your rich, loamy soils, which are able to hold the nutrients a little bit more. So we did get to see a difference there.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm just curious because I love your jackets. You just all look really, really nice. Do you have to buy them, earn them? How do you get these?
So we actually buy them. So, becoming an FFA member, all you have to do is be enrolled in an agriculture class. And then when you sign up for FFA, there's many occasions where it is official dress mandatory. For example, our competition. So there's a website on the national FFA page called Shop FFA, and we have to go and buy our jackets there. So you don't have to go and win them or anything like that. They do actually have competitions with the LDE portion, like she said, where you can write an essay on what you like about FFA, basically, and then they take the winner from that, and those essay winners can actually win an FFA jacket. But for the most part, everyone just goes and buys theirs.
Well, I really like them. I think you all look very sharp.
You and I are going to bring it. We both have ours.
Yours probably doesn't look that good, Ron.
Mine's quite faded, but it still fits. So, yeah. I'm going to.
You can earn your pins though, so you can earn pins for officer position and degree and highest award. So, and we wear them. And after we earn more pins, we can place them on the inside of our jackets.
So she said degrees, so you can earn what we call degrees in FFA. And so as a freshman or in your first year of being in agriculture sciences, you apply for your green hands degree. And so that's that first level that says, hey, I want to do FFA. I'm interested. I filled out this application and I want to do this. And then after you receive your green hand degree, then you go for your chapter degree. So that's just a larger recognition that says, hey, I'm keeping up with my academics. I'm participating in all of the events. I've applied to be an officer, those type of things. And then after they receive their chapter degree, then it goes to the state level. And we write an application that involves their SAE. And so we have to put in their SAE hours into what is called AET, which is the Agriculture Experience Tracker. We really like acronyms. And they have to put in all of their hours that they have worked in their SAE with their projects outside of school hours. And that goes for their state degree, which is a state earned pin that they will put on their jacket, and it's recognized at state convention at SLC. So hopefully next year we'll have some students who are applying for that as well.
Did either you or anyone's in the chapter in their outside of the classroom projects have livestock or that you raise and take care of?
I have a cattle operation that kind of piggybacks off of my parents. And yeah, I sell and raise steers and fur beef. Yep.
You keep track of all your expenses and everything, and your hours and, yeah.
I raise only 2 calves at a time for me. And then I also have trained my own horses and stuff like that. And I've sold a few and made some profit off of that as well.
Good. Okay, great.
Yeah, I own a lot of goats, chickens, and we either sometimes sell the goats, sometimes we actually butcher the goats and sell them, sell meat, and we also sell chicken eggs. We get a lot of chicken eggs.
Do you do goat milk?
I don't personally drink it, nor do we actually take it, but it's something we thought about. It's just not something really.
Make goat cheese. You have to make goat cheese.
I tell my husband every week I want to go. Every week I want to go. I'd just like to say you started out when you were talking about you never ever saw yourself in a club like this. And so you took one class. So now I'm switching to you, the teacher. You made a difference. in him, I'm sure in a lot of them, but he gave credit where credit was due. You had a conversation with him and he's hooked. So thank you. Thank you.
I have a question for Oakley. What's Creed speaking?
Oh, can I demonstrate it?
Yes.
I believe in the future of farming with a faith born not of words but of deeds, achievement won by the present and past generations of agriculturalists. Even as I could go on.
Yay!
It's 5 paragraphs, and I think I still could do it all.
So yeah, the FFA has our own special creed, and when we compete in creed speaking, we memorize all 5 paragraphs of the creed, and then there's this, I think there's like a 40 question bank that the judges select 3 questions from about the creed that you have to answer. So.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Amazing.
I'm sorry,
That was
Oakley. I'd
awesome.
rather hear you say it, but
That was really cool.
I think I have it.
We should have recorded that.
Very good.
5
could do it.
paragraphs.
5
I hope they're
paragraphs.
short.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wow,
Very
great.
nice.
I just,
Thank
I
you for
love, I absolutely love when the kids come and talk
Yep.
because we learn so much about what's going on. We see such a change from one year to the next, such a different level of maturity and presenting. You know, like Mr. Bushbaum said, you know, he couldn't have done what you're doing when he was in high school. You know, getting up and presenting and talking. And so, yeah, I love when you guys come.
Thank you.
We really appreciate all your support and letting us come and be your So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks, everybody. Congratulations and good luck on all your contests and competitions coming up.
Thank you.
All right, so our next item of business, where are we at here? Oh, principal reports. So we
Oh my
got-
God. Can we go
Oh,
home
yeah.
now?
Oh, yeah, we got to do those.
This was so much more fun.
All right, so now we've got Mr. Garrett Mayer from Wickenburg High School.
You have any students with you?
They're all your students.
Good evening, President Malio, members of the board, Dr. Medini, and the community. It's nice to have some more people here.
Exactly.
All here, I heard from my principal's report, so thank you for that.
That's right.
I'm excited to be here. I was told repeatedly around the room, won't name names, that I have got to continue to work to keep it brief across the years. I will do my best. But do want to highlight a couple things that are going on that are in the board report. To make a point to share some good things that are going on. So on the board report, specifically for math, we've had a really turbulent year in terms of staffing for math, and to say the least. And I really just want to commend, we showed 52% of students showing growth in Algebra 1 with our long-term sub through the immense support of our certified math teachers that have really worked terribly hard to create lessons, to create videos, to provide interventions during the school day. Really just want to take a moment to just highlight them. And again, they've done tremendous work in some tough circumstances to make sure that our students in Algebra 1 and 9th grade are still making academic gains. So kudos to them. And again, a tough year, and they've truly made the most of it as we move into next year. The second thing that I wanted to share and make a note of is we talked a little bit at the last board report in regard to English 3, where we saw regression from benchmark 1 to benchmark 2. In response to that, I wanted to make sure to share 63% of students showed significant growth from benchmark 2 to 3. So a bit of a bounce back there from some troubling data that we looked at in November. Testament again to our English team who really sat down and truly went kid by kid through that assessment, looking at where some of those issues lied and where some of those common denominators were on the ELA side to make sure that those were being addressed through interventions, and that we were kind of making some new plans in the spring as we approach the ACT test to get them on track. The third piece I do want to make a point to mention is one of my first priorities coming in was to look at what our attendance data showed. What it showed was about 75% of our kids were not here more than 80% of the time. And so their attendance rate was below 80% for about 75% of our kids. And so this year we are incredibly proud to tout average of 90% across the year. We were at about 76% last year. And so we are making tremendous strides in that regard. And that has been a lot of work and conversations and really, truly one student family at a time. And but we are in great shape to end the year about 10+% above what our goal was at the start of the year. So incredibly proud of that work. The last thing I want to mention, there's quite a few things kind of in the board report. The last thing I want to mention, and I'm going to use my trusty sidekick, Casey, over here, is at the November board meeting, we said we're switching from the titles for seniors to some cool horseshoes where they can write their name on the horseshoe and do those those cool things. Casey, thank you so much, has volunteered to pass out something we created for you, our board members. Those are some samples of those horseshoes. And so you have your name now on a horseshoe, just like our class of 2026. So the first time we are doing that, we're excited to continue doing that. But that'll be yours to keep. And again, just it's a great opportunity to test it out, make sure it worked the way we wanted to. But you've got a nice, cool looking purple gold nameplated
Thank you.
Cool, my going away present.
That is awesome. Well, you have 6 months left.
And thank you to Casey as well, who I hope
More
for a
than
second.
that.
More than that.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
tonight we got cookies and horseshoes.
We got cookies and horseshoes.
Cookies and horseshoes.
Very excited that we've been meeting one-on-one with our seniors to talk a little bit about their plans for next year. In those meetings and connections, they are taking time to
Precious.
write their name and
I love it.
we're excited to get those up at the tail end of the year. So yeah, hope you enjoy those. And again, it's a cool opportunity to test it out. And I appreciate your excitement around that too, and kind of shifting a little bit of that tradition for our campus. So
Yeah, what are they going to be displayed?
that great question. So so in the court report, I did include, I believe the courtyard kind of at lunch. We've been measuring that out. Our fear in having them outside and uncovered is kind of just the wear and tear of dust storms and rain and weather and those sorts of things. And so right now we're bouncing around a few different ideas that possibly still have them outside, but under some of our awninged areas and things like that. But what's important to us really is that they're in a place that is frequently, has a lot of traffic kind of throughout the school day, and especially for people coming in from our community, that they have a chance to see that each year. So yeah, very excited, and yes, they're a nice size where we've got not a humongous graduating class, and so we've got several options on campus to be able to highlight them. Yeah, thank you. Absolutely.
Great.
With that, those are the pieces I wanted to just make sure, I think, to extend to you and to highlight. I'm open to any questions about where we're at.
The pain. My question, well, I had a couple, but my number one question was, our 33 students, where'd they go?
A great question as well. So we had, and yes, I got all the numbers kind of here for you, but we've got about the same amount that moved away to another traditional high school. And so whether they moved across the valley, moved out of state, they're now attending a high school just like Wickenburg High School. So that's about 16 students. About 16 more went to WVA, so transitioned over to WVA. And then about 16 more outside of that went to an online credit recovery school like Grad Solutions or Primavera that are really focused on one, credit recovery for students that are significantly behind, and two, they also have some more flexibility in terms of self-pace and supervision and some pieces like that that WVA does not allow for. And so, yeah, with that, the last kind of pieces of the puzzle, we also have about 6 that are now currently homeschooled, and then a few more that we're working with the families to see where they're going to end up.
Okay. So 16 of the 33 we still have. They're just in the virtual academy.
Yes, I would share two things. So 33 is the difference between where we were at the start of the year and now. So what we're talking about is actually about 50, I believe 58 students total that have withdrawn and for some reason or another, and we've gained about 25. And so with that, you say that of those, you say that number ends up adding up to almost 60. And kind of the core three of where they're going is either they're moving to another traditional high school, they're shifting over to the WVA with us, or they are going to another online platform that provides them a little more flexibility and a little bit more of a maybe quicker pathway to recover some credits if they are significantly deficient.
Okay. My other question was, and I did make a note of the great growth, the 63%. I thought all of your growth numbers were great. But my other question was, in the math tutoring, you said you had 8 to 10 students that were participating, but in the English, you didn't say how many were participating.
So on average weekly, English tutoring is offered a bit less, and not for the sake of offered a bit less in that there are days where it's more specific to reading and more specific to kind of the ELA side, more specific to writing on other days. So with that, there is a lower number for sure. It's somewhere between about 5 and 8 per day consistently. What those are primarily used for is some of those more extended writing assignments, where if they are struggling to utilize class time well, if they're struggling to utilize the feedback that they've been given, and really need to sit down one-on-one. That's usually what the teachers recommend, is that they come in after school and really have a chance to sit down with some of those more extended assignments and utilize that time that way.
Okay. I just want them all to do well.
Same here.
Karen?
Two things I have. One, 12th grade discipline data, it's either missing or we have wonderful 12th grade students. I know it's not missing. But kudos to that, to whatever you're doing to keep that 12th grade kids in line during this time for them, which is sometimes a difficult time, that second and last semester. But good grief, there's like no discipline issues there for that 12th grade. That's awesome.
Yeah, really, yeah, not too bad. I think we share a common goal. Right?
Congratulations. That's right, to get out.
Yeah, so a lot of them are sometimes realizing after the first time.
Yeah.
The tail end of their senior year, but
yeah.
It's important to us to work to get them across that finish line, but make sure we're also having a level of accountability that they are, earning their spot while they're across.
That's good. At the very end of your report, you discussed the green room. This is the first time I've heard about the green room, much like a dignity closet that I've had before, but first time I've heard about it. And it says that you are always looking for donations for that. So I would like to set the challenge for the beginning of the next school year to get maybe a list of what our needs to this board, and challenge Mr. Amelio, our board, to help donate to the green room based upon some of their needs, and make it a school board project that we at least provide. Yeah, that we at least maybe one night we have a green room donation night from our board, because I think that that speaks volumes.
Absolutely, the support's been tremendous so far.
That's great.
I've heard that they're overflowing with stuff.
Yeah, we're in good shape, and yeah, beyond just securing many donations, also have giving kind of every teacher an opportunity to wherever kind of that kid is comfortable. So whether that's with you or the math teacher or whoever it may be, every teacher has the ability to access that space.
Great.
And so whoever they are comfortable with, kind of reaching out to, has the ability to support the student in that process.
Good, Karen?
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm good.
Ron?
I'm good. It was good.
Thank you.
I liked your report.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the Reader's Digest version of it.
Yeah.
It gave all the information. It was nice.
Very compactly.
Right. So good job. Thank you very much.
Of course.
And are you doing the Colleen part tonight?
Yeah, it's my pleasure to turn it over to myself for the Wickenburg Virtual Academy presentation as well. Just two quick things I want to share in regard to Wickenburg Virtual Academy. The first is that it is difficult to personalize an experience in a school setting like Wickenburg Virtual Academy. That's a priority for us as we move forward, is really working to personalize what that experience looks like, making sure that students and parents involved in WPA know and understand and are a part of some of the opportunities they still have access to from the high school and from the district. We're meeting one-on-one. Actually, I'm meeting virtually one-on-one with all of our WPA seniors. One, to make sure that they get and know about our horseshoes, but two, again, just to talk to them about transitions and make sure that they know that just because they are not, physically on campus, we care about them. We want to know what's going on, and we're excited for this next step for them. Beyond that, I'm happy to take any questions on WPA, but again, our goal moving forward is really personalizing that experience a little more than for that online learning environment.
They all get to walk graduation, right? Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I was happy to see is, obviously they're taking it more seriously that you've only had to drop one student. That was a plus.
Mhm.
Much improved from earlier years.
Ron, you good?
I'm good.
That was pretty easy.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Great
It's
job,
my
Colleen.
pleasure. Appreciate it. Thank you all so much.
All right, so we move on to our informational items, and it's called to the public. Is there anybody in the public that wishes to speak? All right, so we move along to our consent agenda. And does any board member need anything pulled before we take action on it? Hearing none, we can entertain a motion for that consent.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. And now we can tell Sol that they officially were able to go. Because that was in the consent agenda. All right, so now we've got action item 6A. Request for approval of financial reports presented by our Director of Business Services, Mr. James Scott.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. As you have in your board packet, the March 2026 business report. Our maintenance and operation expenses for March were $959,693, and our unrestricted capital expenses were $28,218. You have your chart comparing to last year. We had 4 unique purchases over $10,000. One was to Coconino County for $13,714. That was to provide bilingual special education evaluations for special needs students who speak one primary language that's not English. That was an IGA that was approved by the board a few months ago. Copper State Fire Protection, $32,867 for replacement of a fire alarm system. A majority of that was paid by the school facilities board. The district paid about $2,000 of that cost.
That is festival.
Yeah.
Festival. Okay, thank you.
Larry Miller, Toyota Peoria, $42,451. That was the second of 2 CTE vans that are being purchased with CTE funds. And Miracle Playground Sales, $13,608. That was paid by a Festival Foothills Tax Credit Program, and they had purchased picnic tables for their common area.
I wonder what they got.
Yep, that's what they got.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Compliance issues, we issued our 26-27 teacher certified contracts. We submitted our annual special education maintenance effort, which is required by the state. And then finally, we submitted our annual workers' compensation report to our insurer to set our compensation rates for next year. So that's our report. We are in balance, we're in compliance, and there were no surprises. So any questions?
Good job.
Very good. No questions. That's awesome.
All right.
Good.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it. All right, action item 6B is Arizona School Boards Association.
Hang on. I have to make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Now I can go on, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you. I don't know what my phone is doing. It's on silent and everything. They even told me to stop.
You broke
All
it.
right, so Arizona School Boards Association 2027 legislative political agenda and delegate. So that is, we all received this hard copy. So, does anybody, have any discussion on that?
I like that they have the rural schools still in there.
I do too.
Yeah.
Hopefully, something
Yep.
actually
And I will say
happens.
that the advocacy at that level is, I'm happy about it. Just sitting back, coming from different states, the advocacy for that, for whatever political agenda we have out there, it's not ignored, I don't think, in this state.
We didn't always have that,
Good.
not for the rural part, but
Yeah.
I'm glad we have it too, so.
For the most part, it seems like we see a lot of these same things year after year after
Yes.
year after year. So
Yes.
nothing really happens with them.
I mean, stuff happens. It's just,
They just still advocate.
yeah,
for
they're
it.
just still advocating for a lot of the same things.
Yeah, they're trying to get the people with the voting powers to
Mhm.
pass or change some of the things. All right, so
Forever.
we have no action due on that one.
No.
So informational items, we've got items for future agendas. And then we've got announcements. Thank you very much.
Love it.
Thank you for making the changes.
So,
Thank you, yes,
too, I love it.
I do.
And you got rid of that other one you didn't need.
Mm-hmm.
I could have done that a long time ago.
Sandy, did you want to do your favorite part?
Mm-hmm. I moved to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting